Before you watch the video, check out IPVanish, the best VPN out there. There's so many fans out there that want to watch different games. Today, for example, it was a 3 o'clock kickoff. You wouldn't have been able to watch it, okay, unless you had a VPN in the UK. So check out IPVanish. There is a link below. There's also a QR code on screen as well. It makes your life better. It gives you access to all the games that you would have never been able to watch otherwise. And enjoy the rest of the video. Anyway, Norman, good to see you.
Good to see
Flown
you,
over
Alex.
from Ireland again, and we've had some great conversations after some very good results.
Yeah.
Today, if I'm not wrong, it's the first interview that we've lost and spoken to each other. No?
I've actually a bad record, Alex. I've come over for the Palace game,
Okay,
the
we drew that
Brighton
one.
game,
Oh, God.
the Liverpool Legends game,
Okay, legend, yeah.
and today. So out of four,
That's not a good record.
out of four
That's not
games,
a good record.
I've had 1 draw and 3 defeats.
Wow.
I'm starting to think I shouldn't come.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough luck.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you know, the way I see it, it's a law of average. Sometimes, you know, the more you get, the more success.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game, but...
And can I ask you what the mood of the fans has been so
mood?
far that you've met?
yeah, pretty mixed. Some people are saying it's just a blip. Others are saying they're not happy with Maresca, it's a disgrace. And then you have some fans who are just sort of going, oh, not this again. You know, not really knowing which side to go on, but clearly not happy that we've lost the game.
We were very flat. You know, we just never kind of got a momentum of dominance in that game, and we seemed to be kind of in a pattern and in a zone that it was very repetitive and kind of almost mechanical. Nothing, there was no one there seemed to be, you know, able to give it the spark and the lift that it needed. And we just have to accept a flat performance. That's the way I would look at it.
Do you see that as a performance that is going to continue in other games? Do you see that reoccurring?
I think it could be to do with the type of team we're playing against, Alex. You get a team that is going to sit and try and get us on the counter-attack or rely on set pieces to hurt us. Yeah. A team like Sunderland, there is a pattern emerging that they're the type of teams we struggle against. Yeah. And it's no surprise in lots of ways if you look at the evidence of how we've performed this year. Apart from the Liverpool game at home, I think all our performances have been, you know, there's a question mark over them. I think we played very well against Brighton until the sending off. But today I didn't see any, if I was marking players today out of 10, you know, I would have found it hard to pick a Chelsea man of the match. I thought Acheompong.
Yes.
Is it Acheompong?
Acheompong.
I thought he did very, very well. Trevor did quite well. But other than that, I would have seen, you know, players that I would have expected more from not perform to the highest standards today.
So it seems to me like it's a bit of a flat line. You don't think it's a disgrace, you don't think it's terrible, but you don't really... It's like going to a restaurant and saying, you know, it was all right, I wouldn't take it back, but I wouldn't order it again.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to expect things like that. If I spoke to you about this the last day, Alex, and I've just used it to protect myself against feeling miserable and feeling awful coming out of the stadium after watching what we watched today. Because if your expectancy levels are high, you're going to be really disappointed with what you saw today. And I've just tried to lower my expectations. I think we are going to see games like this right throughout the season, and there isn't a bad Premier League team there, Alex. That's the problem. They're all going to get 1 or 2 chances. It comes down to how many will they take. And Chelsea have created very, very little in terms of clear-cut chances, I felt today.
Well, after this game, Sunderland are in front of us. I think they're second in the table or something like that. So when you talk about all the teams in the Premier League, as it stands, they're ranked higher than pretty much everyone else.
And United are 2-0 up at half-time. So they're going to jump us as well, I think, aren't they?
Crazy. Things can change so quickly.
Yeah. But then Alex, this time next week could be all different again. We could win and half those teams will lose, and it'll be happy days again. So it's too early. I think I said to you after the Brighton game, I'm not really going to judge Chelsea until Palmer and Delap are fully back integrated into the squad, because we haven't replaced Delap. We don't have a centre forward that can hold up the ball. Like the Sunderland centre forward today, held up so much ball. Mark Guiu struggled to do it. Yeah. And a lot of our players ran around. I would say João Pedro's another guy, covered an awful lot of ground but never influenced the game. Kind of shadow boxing, Alex, is the expression I would use. But we were not getting players to be that were affecting the game in a way that could have swung the result our way. There's an awful lot of players. Enzo Fernandez, another player you kind of say. Even Caicedo, the guy I love, game kind of just passed them by, and they seem to be happy not to lose the ball, just pass for the sake of passing. It was one of those days, and we've seen it, and I don't know what to put it down to, but I'm going to stick my neck out and just say it was a flat performance, and it happens.
We need to see a bounce back, especially Wolves. And I think this is one of those games you can accept losing if you then respond, especially against other teams you should be beating, right? It's great, obviously, when you beat Liverpool, but you're not going to play them every week.
No.
And Wolves are that classic team that you go, they're going to sit back, it's going to be tough. If you get that first goal, you'll be fine. Generally, you can get more. Molineux, we've had some great days, we've had some difficult days. We've got them on Wednesday. How do you see that result panning out? Are you feeling confident that we're going to take the Carabao Cup seriously?
I would definitely think they'll take every game seriously, Alex, and it's an opportunity again to get this out of your system, give guys another chance, and we all know, Alex, they can play a whole lot better than that, but it's the type of team that we come up against that will sit and that are physically stronger than a lot of our players, and we have a lot of players out there today who are light and small and not particularly up for a physical battle. Good going that way, going forward, but when it comes to defending, I think there's a few of our players haven't a clue. Especially our forward players, and it seems to be very now an integral part of being a forward that you have to also do your defensive duties.
Tracking back,
right. Yeah. And I think they'll come so far and then they'll stop and they'll give up. But look, our goals that we conceded today were silly. And I'm just hoping, Alex. What do I know? I'm not qualified to be given any opinion other than a personal opinion today. I'm no expert in football. I'm only a fan. But travelling over from Ireland, one thing that I've noticed that the away fans seem to totally outperform us.
Yes, that's a regular theme. It's always been like that.
I think there's a hardcore of Chelsea fans. You meet them here, Alex. They're probably the guys in the Matthew Harding and behind the goal at the other end. Yeah. And if they're not at it, the stadium is dead.
It's true.
And Sunderland, even when they were a goal down, they were louder than us.
It's down to the players to inspire the fans, though, to then create the atmosphere. I think it goes both ways. But I agree with what you're saying. The atmosphere at Stamford Bridge has been going downhill for a long time.
And I think the away supporters seem to. You go to all the away games and you're heard, but I didn't hear that today. And I think from the moment I got to the stadium and in the build-up, I just felt there was a feeling in the stadium that we'll do enough to win this. But there wasn't that urgency. Yeah. It wasn't a must-win game, and of course fans will look at it as a must-win game if you're to stay in the title race, and you need to be winning games like this, people will say, and that's what annoys the fans. And if you feel that the players aren't thinking the way you're thinking, like they're, that they're just doing the bare minimum or playing the safe percentage ball time and time and time again, and you have to ask then, are those players under instruction, or is it a complacency? It shouldn't be a lack of confidence after winning the 3 or 4 games we've just won prior to today. So, but I would put it down to complacency, Alex, and then the urgency wasn't there from the start, that they were out to really put Sunderland away, and, there was nothing going to stop Chelsea today. I didn't get that sense about that game, and I felt Chelsea were flat, and I think we were waiting for things to happen rather than being able to make things happen.
Well, listen, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. And have a safe trip back to Ireland as well.
We made some sense again, Alex.
Absolutely. But well, I look forward to seeing you again soon. When's the next game?
The next game for me is the Everton game in December.
All right. Well,
I was going to come for the Wolves game, but it's after been switched to a nighttime kickoff, which means we can't get back in and out on the day, so it'll be the middle of December.
Fair enough.
But I'll be over to wish you a happy Christmas.
Fantastic.
And as they say, keep the faith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
It was
Alex.
a pleasure. That was fantastic. That was awesome.
Thank you.